I like how every time we say and they're off, it has to wait about 15 seconds for us to actually catch up with them on stream.
I've had a really good restream where we were only about 5 seconds behind, but yeah, usually we're pretty far behind the IRC.
So it looks like these runners are going to be starting off in series, which is pretty standard. It's where every game begins, every game of Super Metroid.
So even though series is a short section, let's talk about the two main strats they're using here. First off, arm pumping. You see both runners mashing the L and R buttons and pointing their gun up and down. This pushes you 1 pixel forward while you're running. The other trick we'll see is stopping on a dime, which is where you pump one of the L or R buttons, and while you're moving, it will cause Samus to stop on a dime, essentially. So both very simple strats, but very effective in a hundo run and other types of runs as well.
I would argue for any kind of run in this game.
Well, at this point especially, like certain short runs aren't really affected by like arm pumping or anything like that. You save a few frames, but it's negligible in like say a major glitches run.
Clearly, you've never run Spore Spawn RTA.
And a 45.63, a very respectable time coming out of sweetnumb. And a 41.98. Not bad for Dorkmaster Flek.
Actually, that's really good for Dorkmaster Flek. That's such a series can be really precise with its movement. And like I said, he's certainly got his work cut out for him today.
Yeah, Dorkmaster's actually 5.1 seconds ahead of his PB already, so. Now we're going to see both players making their way left into the parlor. There are a few things you can do in this room to save you a second to a few frames, depending on the trick.
Yeah, those downbacks going down the parlor seem pretty negligible, but they actually do add up over the course of the run.
The downback strat actually saves you over a second.
Every second does count.
sweetnumb picking up Morph Ball. He is going to need that as this game features tight spaces.
He is also going to need every other item as this game, this run requires all of them.
And yet you still skip a boss. How interesting.
I don't know what you're talking about. What boss did they skip?
You just talked about him, Spore Spawn.
Oh, dang it. I totally gave away the joke. All right, so it looks like sweetnumb entering the climb right now. The climb is, I say this every time, it's probably one of the most irritating, frustrating rooms in the entire game. If you elect to wall jump up the right side of it, it's the fastest way up, but if you make the slightest error, you start falling and it's so difficult to recover. We can see Sweet actually having a little bit of difficulty right now. It's going to cost him a bit of time, giving Dorkmaster Flek the chance to catch up. Still a very respectable climb from Sweet.
Dork actually has a very unique climb. I am appreciating the heck out of this right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what's consistent, especially in a race, and that climb strat is like, that. It doesn't seem like it costs you that much time, and it certainly saves you time as opposed to falling down those platforms, which is something that I am all too familiar with.
I prefer what is known as the behemoth climb, which is climbing up the middle and platforming and ledge grabbing your way up. It does waste a second or two, but I find it a lot more consistent, and when you do screw up, it's more forgiving. Sweet with the first mini boss fight.
Making quick work of Bomb Chorizo.
But we see Dorkmaster Flek giving him a high five in the chorizo room there. That was not very good missile drops for Dorkmaster. That actually hurts. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, the RNG that Bomb Chorizo can give you there sometimes can really just screw you over. It can be so irritating and actually really slow the fight down, causing you to have to fight him for another round. That being said, there is still plenty of hope for Dorkmaster, as he is 16 seconds ahead of his personal best with 2 gold splits in a row. So this run is looking pretty good for him right now.
But he's having a bit of trouble with Alcatraz. It can be a difficult trick.
Oh, it absolutely is a difficult trick. I affectionately refer to it as Alcatraz for the amount of times that I've failed it. There we go. He finally gets it. Nicely done.
I believe I wasted more time on that in one of my races. It can cost you. It can cost you big time.
I either get it first try or I get it about 10th try. There is no middle ground.
So we see Sweet doing a damage boost here. This is a very common strat. Essentially, you face away from the direction you want to go, and you're holding jump, and you push almost like a wall jumping motion. So you push the opposite direction, and on a specific frame, you will fly in that direction faster than any other movement. Or is it as fast as a Shine Spark, or is Shine Spark faster?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I think Shine Spark might be faster.
But a Shine Spark costs you more health.
Also, plenty more difficult to set up.
Oh, ooh, very nice with the return trip.
Yeah, that return trip mock ball, so hard to get. It's such a precise mock ball, and if you don't get it, it costs you about 5 to 10 seconds, so nicely done.
And not to mention the health it costs you, and this early game with only 1 health tank, that can really mess up your run.
So, Dorkmaster Flek, opting for the super missiles, coming back. Yep, good move. The old Spore Spawn skip.
I don't think we've seen a Spore Spawn battle this tournament yet, have we?
Not seriously, no.
Yeah, I think we both learned that trick years before we started speedrunning, so...
Yeah, this is the first major skip that you can do in the game, the first major sequence break. Always really exciting to learn. Allows you to skip a boss. Oh,
Dorkmaster a bit too low with his jump there. It's a very precise jump and mock ball. Like, you have to be in a certain range of frames coming through the door, and you also have to hold jump, just like you have to land in a certain amount of frames on that platform. It's very difficult.
Nice D-boost from sweetnumb. Sweetnumb picking up the Spazer Beam. One of my favorite items, mostly because the sound effects it makes are just... I enjoy them. Sounds better than the Pew Pew Beam.
The Pew Pew Beam. Very nice crate entry from Sweetnumb. We see Dorkmaster a few rooms behind at Green Hill Zone, coming up on Red Tower.
Yeah, Dorkmaster's got to watch his health. With only 64, there's a couple damage boosts that he needs to avoid at this point, because that will cost him probably a bit too much health to be safe going into Kraid. Unless he opts to farm, which is, unfortunately, much slower.
Yeah, the problem with having low health going into Kraid is not actually Kraid himself, because you can fight Kraid and not get hit quite easily.
Which I think we're about to see from Sweet.
The problem is actually mini Kraid health bombing you.
Yeah, you want to be above 30 health when you fight mini Kraid, as he will drop 4 super missiles for you if that is the case. Sweet having a little bit of difficulty setting up the quick kill, but he has a very nice recovery there, so that's a good quick thinking there by Sweet. Very nice Varia time of 11 minutes and 17 seconds from Sweetnumb, as Dorkmaster Flek picking up the Spazer Beam at the same time. He's going to have quite a bit of ground to make up here. Sweet! Is he going to go for the aptly named Sweet boost? He sure is, and he nails it. Nicely done. Did you know that trick was named after Sweetnumb? The
Yes.
Sweet boost?
I certainly did.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to figure out, but it's just checking.
While Sweetnumb in Oats and Goats tutorial was one of the first ones I watched for Super Metroid. So, shout out to that.
Is that the, 6-hour-long tutorial?
It's like 8 hours. They literally break the game down room by room.
So yeah, if you're looking to learn Hundo, that is definitely an amazing resource. Be sure to check it out.
It's actually not for Hundo root, it's for any percent, but you you can employ a lot of the strats for Hundo or modify them, so 8 hours for any percent, like jeez.
Dorkmaster Flek, is he going to go for the quick kill? It sure looks like it.
He goes for it, but he just barely misses it. What is it, like a 3-frame window to freeze his mouth or something along those lines?
Yeah, it is a 3-frame window. And you saw him firing the charge beam there to hold Kraid's claws in position while he sets up for it. So that gives him a little bit of leeway, but unfortunately, if you miss the shot, or excuse me, if you don't get the shot in at the right frame, it will not freeze his mouth, and then you have to kill him the slow way.
And remember, this is a speedrun, so we gotta go fast.
Speaking of fast, Sweetnumb entering the cathedral right now. Dorkmaster, in open defiance of his opponent, does not go for the sweet boost.
He may not be aware of the sweet boost, I feel. I mean, that's silly. Who runs Super Metroid and isn't aware of sweet boosting?
Very true. Ooh, and a very nice bubble mountain by Sweetnumb, able to make quick work of the final boss, King Kakatak, relinquishing his treasure of a single super missile.
I think his treasure is also not costing you 12 to 30 seconds.
I'm sure he's cost me more than 30 seconds before. Oh, Sweet falling into lava, but a very nice recovery. Choosing to deboost there. I didn't even realize there were spikes there. Nice. Dorkmaster making his way down the business center. He's going to be going for the high jump boots. Allows him to jump higher. And in the meantime, Sweet getting the speed booster. Speed booster, very good item in a speed run, as it boosts your speed. Ooh, and Dorkmaster Flek getting the ultimate as he jumps through that ledge in the high jump boots room. Nicely done. Saves you about maybe a tenth of a second.
Sweet actually heading out of the speed booster area with quite low super missiles.
Yeah, if he's going old route, he might need, well, he doesn't need more, but it's definitely advisable if he wants to have a quick Crocmire fight.
I wouldn't imagine he's doing old route, but
We've seen him do it before. He might do it. New route, definitely faster, but it does cost you time with some tricks if you don't get them on the first try. We'll talk about that as soon as we find out which way he's going. Actually, do you want to mention the route differences right now, Mike?
So if Sweet here goes and kills Crocmire, so we'll mention the room where this happens, and if he goes down there, he's doing old route, which is you get grapple really early on, and then you employ it to get certain items throughout the run, and otherwise you use glitches to collect those items and very specific jumps. And if he goes new route, so let's see, sweetnumb is going old route. That was the determining factor when he opened the one-sided gate there. Dorkmaster Flek having a bit of trouble with the final boss.
He doesn't let it get to him as he soldiers on into the Bat Cave. He's going to be grabbing the speed booster pretty quick here.
Doing a bit of farming before speed booster. Interesting strat. I guess it doesn't really matter when you do it. I've just always done it after speed booster.
So you notice Sweet doing some pretty nice, tricks there. He's firing the shot into Crocmire's mouth before it opens completely. This causes Crocmire to actually skip its entire animation for opening its mouth, which saves you a significant amount of time if you can consistently get that trick.
Or it can cost you seconds if you keep missing.
Yep, I am all too familiar with that.
He said perfect luck. Did he not get a swoop there at all? A swipe from Crocmire?
I did not see a single swipe from Crocmire. Crocmire, one of his patterns is he'll stop and he'll swipe at you and cost you a bit of time. But yeah, I didn't see a single one of those. Good RNG for Sweet.
Oh, and just slightly too low with that Shine Spark.
That is frustrating.
Dorkmaster Flek coming into the wave room here.
Yeah, so those platforms in the wave room, super irritating. If you turn as you fall onto them, or if you ledge grab as you jump onto them, you will fall straight through them, which is very frustrating because then you have to jump all the way back up. Sweetnumb off, heading towards the grappling beam, picking it up. He's going to be heading towards those grappling missiles afterwards. There's some very precise movement involved there as well. Those grapple jumps, they can be pretty precise, and if you miss one, you have to jump all the way back up. Costs you about 20 seconds, and it looks like he gets it. Nicely done.
That was some very nice grappling on Sweetnumb's part. Dorkmaster Flek also opting for old route. Good choice.
Yeah, most newer runners or people who haven't been running this game for a while, people without just starting out, typically start with old route, excuse me, because it's much more consistent. It doesn't rely on a few tricks that have tedious setups that cost you 20 seconds every time they fail. So this is why I love the grappling beam. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Sweetnumb grappling some items after farming, so he doesn't have to make the trip into the pit there to pick them up.
That is a very underused property.
Yeah, I mean, the only time we've really seen it utilized in is runs like RBO and such, where you have to use it to pick up the drops from Golden Chorizo. So it's really cool to see that employed in other categories. And actually saving a significant amount of time, too. I'd say my favorite use of Grapple Beam is in the wrecked ship. You can actually grapple onto the exposed wires, which will damage you. And you can actually use the damage to damage boost. I haven't seen any runners do it, but it's super hard to do. We'll see if we can get it from sweetnumb. He's, like I said, 7th on Deer Tier, so he's probably going for some super advanced strats here.
And we see Dorkmaster Flek just finishing off Crockmire, getting taunted by a skeleton one last time before he's allowed to continue on to Grapple Beam.
He's going to set up for the Shine Spark. Maybe not comfortable with the short charge. Ooh, oh, does he get it? Nicely done. I thought he was going to miss it for a second, but that's awesome. And Sweet going for the perfect Alpha Spark there.
Oh, but he just barely misses the ledge grab at the end.
Very unfortunate.
Ideally, you can make it through that door without hitting the ground.
Yeah, that will save him, or that'll cost him, excuse me, about a quarter of a second, which I don't think he cares about.
That red tower was ridiculous from sweetnumb.
Yeah, that last jump there, that's so precise, so hard to do.
I think it's like almost frame perfect.
Would you say that was a sweet down grab?
It was a very sweet down grab. Ooh, and Dorkmaster Flek just barely missing that swag mock ball out of there. See, if you collect the grapple missiles early, like he did, you can get this really swag mock ball going into there. Or, I mean, going out, I should say.
Yeah, swag, the name of the game here. That and speed. That and Super Metroid. So I think Sweet's going to go for Ocean Fly here. Pretty challenging strat.
Can you do it with the beam? I don't think I've ever seen it done with just the beam.
I don't think you can. I don't think it travels fast enough. That's going to save him some health, though, so it's not really a big deal. So you see him turning off Spazer Beam right now. That's going to allow him to X-Factor Fantoon, which is, I think, it's one of the fastest ways to kill him. I don't know if it's faster than Doppler.
I think it's equal to Doppler for most patterns.
We can see Dorkmaster Flek doing a bit of farming as he goes up the business center. It looks like his health is pretty low, so he's going to have to watch that.
Yeah, you don't want to have low health coming into wreck ship. Like, where sweetnumb is right now for health is about the lowest you want to be.
We actually see him employing the what has been known as the Banco route right now, going back for the Kraid power bombs right now, or excuse me, Kraid missiles, picking them up now along with the energy tank right there, which allows him to have full health going into wrecked ship. I believe it's marginally slower, but it's much more consistent, especially in a race setting.
You know what? I didn't even realize that he was short energy tank.
Oh, Sweet getting flame lanes. That's very unfortunate. That's going to slow his Fantoon fight down by 1 round. Yeah, we first saw Banco popularize this route. I'm inclined to try this because it makes the wreck ship so much easier. Oh, and we can see Sweet having a little bit of difficulty with Fantoon as he fires a super missile a little bit too early. That's going to cause Fantoon to enrage and slow him down by 18 seconds. He's really got to watch his health. No, he's good. That is Fantoon down.
He is going to get health bombed with the drops, though.
I don't think he will because he has reserve tanks. Or maybe he doesn't have enough energy in his reserve. Let's find out.
Oh no. You're totally right. Dorkmaster Flek opting for the powerbomb strategy of Red Tower, and very nicely done.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea if you don't want to get grabbed by those rippers. Not grabbed, excuse me, hit. But it's going to cost you time either way.
Sweetnumb with 128 and some change on his reserve tanks going into Spiky Room of Death.
I'm not comfortable with this. This is filling me with some anxiety watching Sweet go through this room here.
Oh no, it's going to be less because he's going to go for the D-boost here.
Trigger Michael and myself all too familiar with dying in the wrecked ship in a race.
It appears as though he opted not to go for the damage boost, probably realizing his health was in a very bad state of affairs. Well, not very bad, but...
That was cutting it real close, but Sweet makes it through the Spiky Room of Death. I think he's going to be okay. All that's left is the last that horrible energy tank going into this next room here. If he falls down, he's going to take a bit of damage, but I think he's going to be okay.
Oh my no!
So you can actually see him shooting the Skullterras there, making sure they're dead. That's because if they hit you, they deal 40 damage, which when his health is at 86, 40 is a lot.
And now we see Dorkmaster Flek coming up to the moat, opting for a grapple strat.
Yeah, that'll save him a bit of health, and if you're not comfortable with your Shine Spark setup, it'll save you time too. Shine Spark, obviously way faster, but again, you gotta go for what's consistent in a race. Shine sparking across the ocean there. He's got to be careful with his health going into Fantoon. He has 3 energy tanks, so I think he'll be okay. I think he's been minding it this whole time. But Fantoon can definitely kill some runs.
Fantoon has made fools of basically every person that runs this game.
Yeah, if there's something that I've learned, it's that no runner of any skill level is above dying in the wrecked ship. So you can see Sweet just filling these work robots with missiles. This is actually not the optimal strat. You can actually clip through these work robots if you take damage and then jump through them. That's only going to slow him down by a few seconds, though, and he's got a fairly sizable lead on Dorkmaster Flek, so I don't think he's too concerned. Dorkmaster Flek going into Phantoon. Let's see how his fight goes. Looks like he's going to be going for the X Factors. Gets the
Very
first
nicely
shot.
done.
He's got a lot of time to save on his PB right now, so this could be interesting. Sweet expressing his frustration in his chat as his run, he's not quite satisfied with his run. Ooh, missing the X Factor, hitting him with one particle. That's going to slow him down a little bit. So sweetnumb entering bowling, sparking across, and then entering the Chozo statue's claws. This will give him an opportunity to check his Facebook, his Twitter, his Instagram, his Snapchat, possibly even his Tinder.
He might even be typing into his Twitch chat. Who knows?
It appears that is the case. Very good strat from sweetnumb.
And we see Dorkmaster Flek finishing up Phantoon.
Yeah, he's going to leave Phantoon with a significant amount of energy. He'll be fine for the spiky room of death, hopefully. But those spikes do deal 100 damage if they fall on you, so you got to be super careful going into here. Sweetnumb picking up the swimsuit.
Also known as Gravity Suit.
So Dorkmaster is going to be entering the spiky room right now. Let's see what happens. He's got to be real careful here. Possibly my least favorite room in the entire game. Dorkmaster Flek makes it through there without any problems. Nicely done. He's playing it safe, picking up these energy tanks, or this energy tank, excuse me, while sweetnumb is going to be going for the wraparound shot in the ship room, allowing him to open the door from the other side of the room.
Very nice. sweetnumb got the shot on the first try.
So there's a Shine Spark that he could do here too, but he doesn't appear to be going for it. This, I believe it's a 4-tap, something like that, something crazy. Probably the most... No, go ahead.
It's a stutter for, I believe it was thought to be TAS only because of how accurate it is.
Do you happen to know the name of that Shine Spark, Mike?
I believe it's Gauntlet Shine Spark 2.
I believe it's called the Sex Master Spark.
All right then. I guess we agree to disagree. We see sweetnumb finishing off with the gauntlet and heading down to green Brinstar.
Yeah, meanwhile, Dorkmaster having a little trouble in the attic there. This room can be super precise. Super tricky to do quickly. Dorkmaster going for the optimal strat of clipping through the work robots. That's very nicely done by him. He's able to get through the second one, but the first one. Second one giving him a little bit of grief here.
Yeah, with that room, if you're not fast enough with the second work robot, you can he starts stepping backwards, and then you can't do the clip.
Sweetnumb going through the damage boost tutorial room, learning how to damage boost there. Actually having a little bit of trouble. This room, because the platforms are only one block, you can actually fall through there pretty easily. And now he's going to show the Edacoons how to wall jump. Dorkmaster Flek opting to set up his jump to the mountain missiles a little bit, playing it safe, Shine sparking through there.
Ooh, and we see the side hopper messing up Sweetnumb's Shine Spark there. Not a huge time loss, but can be annoying.
Sweetnumb going for the quick fall strat through this room, able to jump back through those crumble blocks before they reappear, allows him to exit the room the way he came, saving himself a bit of time. Meanwhile, Dorkmaster Flek is checking his Instagram, looking at some pictures of cats as he goes through the bowling room.
Sweetnumb's entry to that room with the blue suit and killing that side hopper, that was a very hard strat, and that was very nicely done.
And that damage boost. Wow, nicely done.
That was a very nice damage boost. Dorkmaster Flek having a bit of trouble getting out of those lake missiles.
So Dorkmaster, I don't think he's going to be stopping at the ship because his energy is high enough. So he's going to be able to make the wraparound shot no problem if he chooses to go for it. He also has the Spazer Beam equipped, which will give him a significant amount of leeway as he fires this this wraparound shot.
He has to be careful on his way out. Any more damage could limit his ability to shine spark all the way across. Ooh, 104, he's going to be stopping short of the door.
I believe that's actually optimal to be stopping right in front of the door there, clearing all the blocks, and then able to build up a little bit of momentum before he runs through that room there.
Yeah, that was actually the optimal strat. I think 104 is perfect health. Ooh, and sweetnumb with a very nice short charge, getting Main Street missiles there.
Dorkmaster, setting up the gauntlet missiles right here, he's got to be careful because if he doesn't fall down the middle there, the crumble blocks will reappear and he's going to have to go all the way around. He manages to get it though. Sweet. Saying hi to Mama Turtle, picking up that energy tank. Having a little bit of difficulty in the fish tank. He can't be too happy about that, but he does have a very significant lead over Dorkmaster right now.
Dorkmaster coming up on the damage boost tutorial room.
Sweet, picking up the beach missiles.
Are they a beach missile because they're beach to get?
Let's go with that. I'm inclined to agree with that. They are named for that room, the Meridia Beach. Lots of beach puns we can make there, like the mock ball that you do in that room, known as the beach ball.
Is there a damage boost called the beach boost?
There is indeed. If you boost off the Skullterra, that is the beach boost.
Oh, I've actually done that before. I didn't know. Dorkmaster Flek coming into Pink Brinstar to clean up the rest of the items there. As sweetnumb heads on his way to Botwoon.
Botswoon giving him a little bit of grief. This is gonna be a 2-round Botswoon. He's gonna be going for the full halfie, I would assume, the more challenging variant of the halfie, allowing him to shine spark across the Coliseum. Able to get it. Wow, it's so impressive. Meanwhile, Dorkmaster Flek opting to skip Spore Spawn, a very wise choice.
It saves a few minutes, I believe.
Yeah, and minutes are what he needs to make up right now, as sweetnumb has a very significant lead over Flek.
So should we maybe take a moment to say, to give mention to things that could potentially equalize this race?
I don't know about equalize at this point. This, honestly, it should... Sweet has such a significant lead. It should be his race, barring a soft lock.
That was what I was referring to, that there is always the potential for a Mother Brain soft lock.
Yeah, Mother Brain, and if he's opting for the Aqueduct speed keep strat, he can actually soft lock himself there too if he not shine sparks, if he blue suits through those blocks and they respawn, it'll trap him in there. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I mean it could. I mean, let's not jinx it, the old commentator curse.
Well, I don't want to jinx Sweet here. I just want to mention to our, viewers potential equalizers so that they know this run is not necessarily one-sided at this point.
Yeah, no race is ever one-sided up until Mother Brain 3 is dead.
Oh, sweet, I'm getting the wobble jump.
So Sweet is going to be heading down towards the lower part of Meridia to clean up some items, to pick up some stuff, grab the spring ball,
One of the greatest tools for speedrunners.
In this category, yes. Also known as the spling ball. Won a really nice short charge by Dorkmaster Flek, picking up Main Street missiles with ease.
I'm going to say Dorkmaster has been really on point with his shine sparks and short charges.
Yeah, the short charge, one of the first speedrunning tricks that you should learn. Actually pretty challenging to get. I mean, the one tap is pretty easy, but after that, it can be pretty tough. So now it is time for sweetnumb to enter the Shaq Tool room He's gonna hang out. He's gonna wait. He's gonna type in his Twitch chat or maybe check his Instagram. Is he gonna kill Shaq Tool? That is the question.
We see Dorkmaster Flek opting for the Shine Spark strat through the fish tank.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea because that kills the fish going out of there. Shaq Tool is still alive. Very unfortunate. Dorkmaster Flek heading towards Meridia Beach.
While sweetnumb heads through a different part of the beach theme, he is actually on his way to Plasma Beam.
Yeah, that room he just went through, the Cassius room, I believe it's called. I'm not sure why. Probably after a speedrunner named Cassius or something. What's Mike? What's your favorite room name in all of Super Metroid?
I like the Hellway. It just seems like so appropriate.
Yeah, the Hellway, definitely a frustrating room. Very appropriate name. I'd say for me, my two favorite rooms would be a toss-up between the lavatory and the Billy Mays room, and we'll talk about those when the runners get there.
I also like the room that Sweet's coming up on, Cack Attack Alley. It sounds like a level from Donkey Kong Country.
A perfect Cack Attack Alley from sweetnumb. Nicely done. That Cack Attack Alley was so good that my voice cracked as he did it. So Dorkmaster Flek making trying to make quick work of Bottoon, but getting a little bit trolled by the patterns here. Able to wrap it up pretty nicely though. Still saving time against his PB. He's actually only about 30 seconds behind right now against his PB, so that's pretty nice. sweetnumb cleaning up the aqueduct.
And Dorkmaster missing the halfie. He needed to be a little bit more clean and a little bit faster with his wall jumps there. And sweetnumb cleaning up his final item in Meridia. On his way now to Kraid missiles, I believe.
He can pick up Kraid missiles now, or he can pick them up on his way out of Norfair. Either way, he's going to have to get them at some point. as this is 100%. So yeah, getting out of Meridia. Thank goodness we can stop listening to this music. It's so depressing. Meridia, probably one of the most technical sections of the game. I'm not sure if Meridia or Wreck Ship is the harder section, but either way, I despise both of them.
Meridia definitely has significantly more items and significantly more rooms that you have to go to. So I'd say Meridia for technicality, and Wreck Ship definitely has the higher difficulty.
Yeah, Wreck Ship, you can still die in Wreck Ship. Meridia, not so much, because you go into it with like 7 energy tanks.
Oh my goodness. Speedballing his way out of Kraid missiles. That was incredible.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is a very, very tight short charge to make.
And we see Dorkmaster Flek frying the shrimp right now, going, give me my space jump. You will get your space jump soon enough. And there he has it, space jump once and for all.
I feel like it's worth pointing out in watching Dorkmaster Flek here, and I pointed this out with a lot of the newer runners of the game. They always go for the more advanced strategies. There are more consistent strategies that they can do that'll save them time if they get them, but they're always going for the harder ones because they will save time over the long run once they learn those strategies. So I always find that just so respectable.
I feel like Super Metroid is one of those games that attracts that caliber of speedrunner, and it's not necessarily the caliber of speedrunner. I think it's also partially that you want that low time in Super Metroid. You know that if you go for the easier strat, you'll never reach that lower time, right?
Yeah, definitely. Super Metroid, not a casual speedrun game. Definitely one of the most challenging speedrun games out there.
And we see Sweet getting the chronic boost. Very nicely done.
You can see him setting up a short charge here. He's going to do that because he wants to blue suit through these flames because it allows him to just clear them without any trouble.
I think he just got lavatory ball. He did.
I believe that's called the let's call it the lavatory ball. I like that quite a bit.
That's my name for it. I don't know what speedrunners call it, but I call it the lavatory ball.
I've heard some people call it the blue fireball, but lavatory ball, it's catchy. I like it. Trigger Michael making history on the Speed Gaming channel, everybody.
Oh my goodness, Sweet giving me a heart attack and not springballing across there.
Yeah, so if he hits those crumble blocks, he falls straight through there, and he's going to have to go all the way around. He, very fortunately, manages to jump across and not have to go all the way around again.
It's about a minute time loss at minimum.
Another gold split from Dorkmaster Flek.
Dorkmaster has picked up Spring Ball, and now he is going to go for Plasma Beam at this moment. And we see sweetnumb heading for Mickey Mouse missiles.
He's making his way through the affectionately known worst room in the game. Not actually the worst room in the game in 100%, as you do have the screw attack, which allows you to screw through those enemies. I mean, spin jump through the enemies.
Dorkmaster having a bit of trouble in the Cassius room. It is a unassuming room, but it can be very challenging.
Yeah, you gotta avoid getting hit by those pancakes. I can't remember what they're called. Otherwise, they'll drop you straight down the platform, and you have to make your way back up.
Yeah, when you take damage in Super Metroid, it kind of jostles Samus around a bit, so you have to keep that in mind when you're moving through a room such as the Cassius room.
Sweetnumb going for the fastest strat through this room here, making quick work of the metal pirates, lining them up in such a way that the charge shot's going to hit both of them at once. Nicely done. Along with it was preceded by a double Kago. So very tight movement from Sweet. Let's see how quick his Ridley fight is. Sweetnumb all too familiar with the Ridley fight in his grind for any percent. While Dorkmaster Flek making his way through Cack Attack Alley. An incredibly fast Ridley fight from Sweet. That's very impressive. He's got to be pleased about that.
And I'm sure Dorkmaster Flek is just as pleased to know that he is almost done with Meridia.
He's got to make sure he grabs those Aqueduct missiles, though. Yeah, he's going back for them. Sweet, and I'm trying to clip through the power bomb blocks there. And he's able to do that, no problem. That's similar to the ice clip that we see some more experienced runners do in the new route of 100%. Fortunately, there isn't a tedious setup required for that. It is the fastest way to get through there, but it is pretty challenging.
I believe to be the fastest, though, you have to get the damage boost off the Disgiga.
Yeah, I think that's the case, followed by the speedball. So that room can be pretty precise. Dorkmaster Flek falling down some sand waterfalls, Eventually, he's going to be making his way out of Meridia. Yeah, it looks like he's just wrapping it up right now. He's got to be pleased about making his way out of this watery hellscape. I was gonna say, Dorkmaster Flek, he should be grabbing Kraid missiles right now, but he did actually pick them up a little while ago when he made his way out of Norfair for the first time. So that's a bit of a time save there. Dorkmaster Flek setting up for a Shine Spark through here. That's the most consistent way to do it, as you can just hit the wall, shoot, pick up the missiles, and fall down the crumble shaft.
Yeah, when I'm feeling my game is a bit off, I tend to use that strat. It's not the fastest, but it guarantees you get those missiles without falling.
Oh dear, Dorkmaster Flek accidentally stopping at the refill station. That's going to cost him a few seconds. Dorkmaster Flek entering the dragon as he makes his way down into Lower Norfair. Having a bit of trouble getting hit by the, I can't remember what they're called, the face things.
I believe that you got hit by a fireball, but yes, it was fired by a face thing.
Yeah, the technical term for it, face thing.
And once again, we see Dorkmaster Flek on point with his short charges.
Dorkmaster Flek making his way through the lavatory.
He gets grabbed and flushes the Chorizo right there. Now we will see sweetnumb going for every speedrunner's favorite item, the X-ray scope.
Saving himself a bit of time there by freezing the Ripper as he goes up Red Tower there. Dorkmaster Flek opting for the Spring Ball strat, doesn't fall through the Golden Chorizo room. Dorkmaster Flek going for the quick kill on GT as well. That's if you crouch next to him, fire straight upwards, every shot hits him twice, cuts the fight time in half.
It actually makes Golden Chorizo one of the biggest joke bosses once you get that strat down.
Let's see. Okay, so I want to point out sweetnumb, probably he's going for the most, I would say, the most challenging strat in the entire game, reverse slinky. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
I can't believe he made it that far, honestly. That was a very impressive show of skill.
Yeah, that's why sweetnumb is ranked 7th in the world in this game, as he the only runner, I believe, to get reverse slinky in a run. Requires multiple frame perfect inputs. Dorkmaster Flek picking up the Mickey Mouse missiles, heading back through the worst room of the game into the amphitheater. He's and meanwhile, sweetnumb making his way to one of my favorite rooms, the Billy Mays room. There are 2 missile packs in this room. Well, there's 1 missile pack, but wait, there's more.
And as Sweetnumb clears the Billy Mays room, we see Dorkmaster Flek heading down to fight everyone's favorite dragon, Ridley. I should say space pirate dragon thing, I guess.
Yeah, more accurately, space pirate dragon thing. We're not quite sure, really. I mean, who's going to argue Metroid canon, really?
Metroid Prime fans, I believe. As there is a lot more canon in those games than Super Metroid, which basically has an instruction manual and sprites.
Very true. Metroid Prime, also a very good game. Speedrunning for that game I find super interesting. There's so much more wall clipping and just like flying through walls and all sorts of crazy stuff. This speedrun, though, I believe, just all about skill and practice. One of the most unforgiving games. So we can see Dorkmaster Flek opting for super missiles on Ridley. That's actually, I believe, one of the the fastest way to output damage into him.
The problem is even at 100%, you don't have enough super missiles at this point to actually fully use super missiles in this fight. You have to switch to your plasma beam at one point.
So, Mike, we can see sweetnumb picking up the last missile pack in the game. Do you happen to know the name for this missile pack?
I believe it's the last missile pack in the game.
I believe it's actually just the last missiles.
Well, close. Touche.
You can see the Super Metroid community really banded together to find some really interesting, creative names for the items and the rooms in the game.
Was Sweet just going for a spark suit there?
I don't know. It could have. He also could have been going for a goop spark.
I wonder if he's trying to save a Shine Spark and then Shine Spark towards G4?
Can you do that?
It seemed like that's what he was trying.
I would be blown away to see that in a run. absolutely flabbergasted. So, we can see sweetnumb entering the Golden 4 room, the affectionately known waiting room. This room is a great opportunity to check your Tinder, Snapchat, etc.
It's also a great opportunity to dry the sweat off your hands, because at this point in the run, you are likely stuck to the controller.
Yeah, all too familiar with that. Especially in a race setting. Whew. That being said, Sweet has a sizable lead over Dorkmaster Flek. I don't think he's sweating that much. Having a bit of trouble with Turian, but still very impressive, making a quick recovery. Turian, probably one of the most technical sections of the game. Have to stop and fire the perfect moment to freeze the Metroids and then shoot them. And yeah, Sweet having very little difficulty with it. He's going to be going for Metroid skip next.
I was just gonna say, I have a new Torian strat where I actually curl my left index finger down onto the select button, so I can deselect quickly after selecting super missiles.
Not a bad idea. Really nice setup for the Metroid skip. And
very nicely done. Very, very nicely done.
Saving himself a significant amount of time over getting grabbed by the Metroid. Meanwhile, Dorkmaster Flek making his way out of a lower Norfair.
That was an incredible down back right there.
That was an incredible Zeb skip. Oh, do you want to talk about that for a second, Mike?
So he had screw attack equipped, so he couldn't do the conventional Zeb skip, which is quite a bit less skill. He had to do what's called the down back Zeb skip, which is one of the newer styles of Zeb skips. It allows you to skip the Zebatites while you still have screw attack on, and it is a lot more difficult. And what he just did there is basically he did 3 things all at once.
Yeah, we can see why sweetnumb is ranked as high as he is on Gear Tier. So this is pretty much the last opportunity for Sweet to lose the run here. I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen, but again, commentator curse, so now that I've brought it up, but Mother Brain can soft lock the game at points. Let's hope it doesn't happen.
And as sweetnumb is tangling with Mother Brain, the final boss, we see Dorkmaster Flek in Bubble Mountain cleaning up a missile pack.
Yeah, I think that Bubble Mountain missile, probably one of the most forgotten items in 100%.
That, Kraid missiles, a lot of people seem to forget the pipe missiles in Green Hill.
Oh yeah, very true. I don't believe either of our runners have missed an item yet, thankfully. We've seen a couple 99% runs, but these 2 runners, they both know what they're doing.
now we are coming up to the point where the game can potentially soft lock. Hopefully sweetnumb chooses to play it safe.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be the race for Sweet as he wraps up Mother Brain's third iteration with the Hyper Beam.
Yeah, he just two-shotted her. That was an incredible stand-up. The best you can do is a one-shot, but a two-shot, obviously, second best you can do.
Do you think he's going to save the animals?
I sure hope not.
Yeah, that would be embarrassing to win the race, but then actually disqualify himself by saving the animals. For those of you unaware, saving the animals is one of the worst things you can do. Not just in Super Metroid, but in life.
Yeah. Remember, kids, save the frames, kill the animals.
Dorkmaster Flek picking up the X-ray scope. Sweet having a little bit of difficulty getting up there.
The X-ray scope, also known as the item deselect scope.
I can't say I've heard that name for it before, but I do appreciate it.
It's because you have to item deselect once you obtain it, or else you will slow your speedrun down by accidentally engaging your X-ray scope all the time. sweetnumb, no!
sweetnumb making a huge mistake by heading towards the animals. He looks like he's hopefully just taunting the animals, but he's inching closer and closer towards that door.
I think he was just making sure that they were dead before the planet exploded.
Wise choice by sweetnumb. Having a little trouble with Alcatraz on the way out.
And as sweetnumb finishes his end of the race, we see Dorkmaster Flek heading through Blue Brinstar to clean up the rest of the missiles there. And the energy tank, don't forget about that.
But wait, there's more. So, GG for Sweet. All that is left is to make sure he has 100%.
Dorkmaster gets the short charge. Let's see if he's able to get the Shine Spark.
You know, Goop sparking, too bad. He is not far off from his PB, though. I think that we could potentially see a PB from Dorkmaster Flek. He's got to really pick it up, though. But it looks like he's got a significant amount of gold splits here, so could happen.
Unless he makes a major mistake here, I think he should be able to make it to G4 by 127.15. That seems pretty reasonable.
You know, I think you're right.
But he might split once he's on the elevator. That might be the difference.
All right, get your dear forces ready in the chat as we come up on the end of the credits for Sweetnumb. And the big reveal, Samus is in fact a girl. Also, Sweetnumb got 100%. Well played by Sweetnumb. Nicely done. So that is the race for Sweetnumb. So now all that's left is for Dorkmaster Flek to wrap up his run. We've got a few minutes here, so let's chat about what we have coming down the pipeline on the speed gaming calendar. We have tomorrow, December 7th, looks like we have quite a few races. 1 p.m. EST, we have Feral versus Personitis.
That would be a very good race, actually.
Actually, Feral was saying earlier today his median race time compared to Persons is they're within 2 seconds of each other. 2 seconds. So make sure to check that out tomorrow. That's going to be pretty good. Also, 9 p.m. we have Wild Anaconda 69 versus Ruby Jar. We also have a race between CFB and Casnode at 9 p.m. And then at 10 p.m., Cranked Out versus Leodox. So it looks like Dorkmaster Flek wrapping up Turian right now.
Turian is such an easy section of the game to lose a lot of time. Do you think we're going to see a Metroid skip attempt from Dorkmaster?
There's really no harm in trying for it. He might as well. I don't know if he's experienced with it though, but we'll see what happens. He is disabling Varia and Screw Attack to set up for the Zeb skip. Disabling Varia, emptying his reserves, so he's probably going to not skip the Metroid and go for a Crystal Flash. Setting up, unfortunately, not able to get the second jump there. And it looks like he is facing right, which will save him 40 frames as he stands up. We've got a couple other races coming up in the speed gaming calendar on Thursday, December 8th. Captain Duck versus Stump at 6 p.m. EST, followed by 8 p.m. EST. EOD Tex, versus Fuzda. That's going to be very exciting. Be sure to check that out. And Dorkmaster Flek with a very nice Zeb skip, getting it first try. Nicely done.
Oh, Dorkmaster opting for 144 missiles.
What does that mean, Mike? 144 missiles. What could happen?
We will see.
Dorkmaster Flek, 69 missiles and 96 energy. Nicely done.
So, if you're new to Super Metroid or you're just unaware of the glitch, what Dorkmaster Flek and sweetnumb or what sweetnumb did, what Dorkmaster is doing, is called a stand-up glitch. At this point in the game, you're actually supposed to be crouch locked on the ground and have the Metroid refilling you. That was very nice stand-up glitch from Dorkmaster. I believe that was a 3-shot.
So Dorkmaster going to be wrapping it up in the next couple minutes here. He's got to be pleased about having such a close time to his PB for this race. I mean, going up against sweetnumb, that is some heavy competition. Having a bit of difficulty with the escape. Without the screw attack, it can be pretty challenging. There's lots of points for the space pirates that they can just poke you and knock you down. It can be a little bit rough. So Mike, do you think he's going to save the animals?
Let's hope not.
That would be very unfortunate. Also very unfortunate, not able to get the Behemoth Spark first try.
Oh no! It appears he might save the animals.
It's very unfortunate. Is he going for the taunt or is he going to save them? He's going to go save them! Dorkmaster Flek, why? Unbelievable! Very unfortunate choice by Dorkmaster Flek. On his timer, it does say for this next split, dead critters. So he has not only lost the race, but he is also a hypocrite. Very unfortunate choice. That being said, Dorkmaster Flek finishing up with a time of 1:36.32. Mike, can you what's his SRL time? How well did he do there?
He came in with an SRL time of 1:36.33, very close to his timer.
That's awesome. Only a couple minutes off of his PB. He's got to be pleased about that, despite saving the animals. All that's left for him now is to watch the credits roll and make sure he gets 100%. So while we watch the credits roll, just like to remind everybody, we got some exciting events in the speed gaming calendar. Some more Super Metroid races tomorrow, some DKC2. And following that, on December 8th, we have lots of Super Metroid, lots of DKC2, and lots of Super Metroid, or excuse me, just Metroid Zero Mission. Make sure to check out the speed gaming calendar and check out some of these awesome races.
And don't forget to toss our runners today a follow.
Yeah, definitely follow the runners, sweetnumb and Dorkmaster Flek. Get your dear forces ready in the chat, as hopefully we see 100% from Dorkmaster Flek here. What's it gonna be? 100%. Nicely done, Dorkmaster Flek, and nicely done, sweetnumb. All right, it's been an absolute delight to commentate this race and watch these two runners face off against each other. So I'm Christofalo. I was joined by my good friend Trigger Michael.
Thank you again for having me.
Yeah, it's been a blast, and we will see you guys next mission.